flash by your screen. You saw just the nose of DJ Kennington come into the shot, but they are on it.
Well, the 66 not going to roll over and play dead today. The 23 of Lapswich, he's having a good ride as well. That's fourth.
And the three-car Jason Hathaway doing exactly what they wanted to do here today, hanging inside the top 5 and just being there in contention all day long as we ride on board with Hathaway.
On board with Hathaway. That's another very fast part of this racetrack. Very tricky to get the car anchored in time to make the shift.
Guy Steve Matthews has made his way back to pit lane. Dejected look on your face. Is a tough way to exit.
Yeah, it's only our second road course race out here. We were hoping for a good run, but after contact on the restart, we broke a pitman arm heading down into 2, and the car just took off.
Well, Dave, the pitman arm is the main arm coming off the steering box that moves the center link, which is attached to the tie rods. They're custom made, and you get beaten and banging, you will break them.
And that is heartbreak for the 15 team of Stephen Matthews, the rookie, trying his hand at these road courses as well as the ovals here in 2011. You remember at Circuit iCar, he had a spin late in that race as we take a look at a battle for 8th position now. There's John Ferrano in the 59 and your points leader, the 22 Canadian Tire Dodge, continuing to work his way up through the field after that pit stop.
Well, we talked about it off the top of the show about patience and strategy. The 22 Scott Steckley keeping all the fenders on the car, not rubbing, not beating, just taking his time getting through traffic.
You saw the 56 of Howie Skinnell and the 47 of LP Dumoulin and the Mopar Dodge, the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. in there as well. So everything sort of getting a little bit stretched out, but this group still racing hard.
Well, Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. not happy with his car after the last road course. Talked to him during practice sessions. They made a lot of changes to make that 60 Mopar faster, and he's being very patient today.
The 59 of John Ferrano on the outside of Moss Corner, and it looks like the 59 is done. There, he just comes onto the Andretti straightaway, so much the same fate as the 8 car of Don Thompson Jr. as Steckley looks for 7th down the back straightaway.
Steckley gets the spot as they break over the hill, heading for turn 8 and 9.
Jason White tucks in behind, and there is a gap between those two drivers back to the 56 of Skinnell. The 22 of Scott Steckley continues to work his way up, and the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. took a look at the 56.
Well, he had to get on the brakes hard. He lost a couple car lengths to the 56 of Skinnell, but he'll gain that back as they head for 2.
There is the Dumoulin brothers, the 04 of JF Dumoulin as we ride on board with him. Managed to get around the 47 of LP Dumoulin as they chase the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. But the 59 of John Ferrano is inside the top 10 is done here in the Vortex Brake Pads 200. There he sits on the Andretti straightaway. Just a local caution so far as the leaders go by. Now DJ Kennington has actually caught that lead duo. Full course caution being called by NASCAR Race Control, so that'll slow the field for the 4th time here today.
Well, that car's sitting in a real bad spot. Very high-speed corner. A lot of racing going on right there. You could get clipped. If it was a little further up the straightaway and a little farther off the racetrack, they might have considered it, but not right there. Bad spot. Caution's out. And
this will allow strategy to play out a little bit more here at Mosport. Pit road is open. Todd?
Derek Lynch told us this is when the 21 A&W Dodge of Jason White planned to make their pit stop. It's for fuel, and they're going to take a round of wedge out of the left rear, and they're going to adjust the right rear as well for the 21 car.
Jason White has to be tickled pink with the way things are going here at Mosport here today. Led his first laps in 2011, but the leader right now is the 84, J.R. Fitzpatrick. To the 2011 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series on TSN. J.R. Fitzpatrick, the 23-year-old from Cambridge, Ontario, working on just 2 hours sleep, is at the front of the pack of the Vortex Brake Pads 200 here at Mosport as we begin lap 35.
Well, 2 hours sleep is just fine for a young man. You give him a steering wheel of a race car as fast as that one, that'll wake him up in a hurry.
And J.R. Fitzpatrick powers into lead in turn 1. Robin Bach will slot into second. There's the 17 of DJ Kennington, the 3 and the 23 Hathaway. And Lapsevich rounding out the top 5. Got a note that the 44 of Jared Whistle got the VTEC free pass. He's back in the lead lap.
Nose to tail, little side-by-side action back in the field, but everybody single file heading through 3. going to 4. Now 4 is very technical too. You see these guys, they're racing down. That's a blind corner heading for Moss Corner, and it's very fast. You got to trust yourself where to turn in.
Billy, are you looking at the bush, or what are you trying to find? Because you're coming up the hill, you're really quite blind there.
Well, back days ago, there used to be a stoplight right there, like a safety lights there. Used to come out of 3 and aim and drive straight across the racetrack and then top the hill and turn in. Very fast, very technical.
And you just kind of hope and pray that nobody's there as Robin Buck pulls to the outside. J.R. Fitzpatrick knowing where that passing lane is, and he will protect it into turn 8, but Buck with the horsepower, and now the preferred line into turn 9.
Well, Buck, with all the knowledge of this racetrack, he used to teach here, he's raced a ton here, he knows how to use the outside. He was very lucky to make that pass, but you know what? Lucky and good makes for good racing.
He knows this racetrack and a little bit more as we have problems in turn 10. A number of cars involved. The 9 of Mark Dilley in the Leland Park Source Dodge is in the tire, while the 07 of Isabelle Tremblay will get the Ford going once again. And it looks like the 47 of Dumoulin also involved. We'll take another look on board with JF Dumoulin.
Wow, the 56 making a late apex corner for 10. The 47 gets into him, and then all heck breaks loose behind them.
Now, it's really a one-lane corner once you get through it, but there is the damage to the front end of the 47 of LP Dumoulin. He was up inside the top 10 or just outside for most of the afternoon here in Mosport, so that's going to be heartbreaking. The number 9 Dodge of Mark Dilley sits stuck again into the tire wall. No full course caution yet as the leaders come thundering down into turn 8. They will pass this melee in just a few seconds.
J.R. Fitzpatrick all over the 66. He wants that spot back. And here they come back to the front stretch one more time.
And no passing in this corner. It is a local yellow now, a full course caution from the flag stand as the leaders work their way onto the front chute. But you see the drivers as they come out of turn 10 looking at a car in the tire wall.
Well, the other thing J.R. Fitzpatrick was looking at was getting that top spot back, but he has to give it back to Buck as we were under caution. This has turned into a barn burner. Don't go away. You're going to enjoy the rest of this race.
Welcome back to the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series here at Mosport Raceway, the Keystone Light and Canadian Tire Fan Zone. A busy place this weekend. Fans checking it out all weekend long. And do yourself a favor, if you get a chance to come out to a NASCAR Canadian Tire Series event, there's great racing, lots of stuff to do. It really is a party as we get set for the 5th restart here on lap 40. At Mosport, the Vortex brake pads 200. Now, I have to mention, too, that the 02 of Kerry Beck's got one of his laps back by virtue of the VTEC free pass.
Oh, Kerry was so excited coming into this race. Felt like he really had his road course program under control, and then the carburetor has let him down today.
Peter Clute hung up on the outside, the legendary Motorcars 42. He'll lose a couple of positions. Now into turn 3 as Stacy and Dumoulin got together. Hathaway locks up into turn 3.
The 22 up over the curves to take the spot. Down through the corner. There's Siebert. What a great shot. Watch this as we head for 4. This is what I was talking about. All the way to the outside and dive to the left because the inside apex is blind over the hill.
Trevor Siebert started shotgun on the field dead last. He's up into 14th position. You saw the 99 of Stephen Cote, his first event in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series, and he's having a pretty good run. Keeping his nose clean, staying out of trouble, and dancing inside the top 15 all afternoon long.
Look at those cars dance up the backstretch in excess of 150 miles an hour as they hit the top of the hill.
Battle for 9th position between the 21 of Jason White and the 55 of Dexter Stacy. Another driver who's quietly having a good day is the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick once again tries to make the move at the end of the straightaway, but will slam the door, and now J.R. Fitzpatrick will give a little nudge saying, hey, I didn't appreciate that.
That slows down Fitzpatrick. Kennington able to look to the inside, but he'll just give way to the spot heading for 1.
Kennington thought about tucking his nose underneath the Equipment Express 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick with the Castrol Dodge. Will slot into 3rd now. Here comes Lapsevich looking racy into turn 2.
Oh, DJ Kennington wide going into turn 2. Oh, there's one out the grass. That's Hathaway heading for the tires. Crash!
A big hit in turn number 2, almost the exact same place that the 15 of Stephen Matthews went in. As Hathaway tries to get the Rockstar Dodge going, you can see the tires spinning, and it looks like he's stuck.
Wow, working hard inside there. That thing has got the tires laying up on the hood. The wheels are crooked. Fiberglass is broke all over the place. Let's go on board and have a look. Clips the inside curb. The car is not turning down in the grass, and he's a passenger right about now.
And Hathaway locked up into turn number 3 just last lap. Could this be an issue? Because he does lock up here again.
Absolutely. The car is just not working as designed. The left front locks up, and when you lock up the left front, the car won't turn. You're now on 3 wheels, and now he's in a whole bunch of tires.
And the window net is down. The 3 of Jason Hathaway is okay, but he was using every little bit of those Vortex brake pads to try and get woed. In turn number 2, you see Hathaway moving around, so the driver is okay. Robin Buck is your leader here at Mosport. Caution for the 6th time today.